the 10 hottest high growth career jobs for people over the age of 50. That is correct. There are some jobs out there that are most appropriate for people that are around the age of 50 or older because of the knowledge and experience that we bring to these jobs. So let's get into it. I'm going to present 10. Here's the first one. May not surprise you, but maybe it will. The first one is a medical assistant or a care provider. Now, a lot of us at this age have already experienced rearing our children, maybe still raising our children, and we possibly also have to make sure that our aging parents are taken care of, or we may be their care provider. So we have that experience already, right? And of course, with the population getting older and older, people our age are in higher demand to take care of folks that are in their 70s and 80s and 90s and things of that nature. So that's one of the careers you can look into. You can just go to a technical college to get certification to work as a medical assistant and a certified care provider. The second career is a financial advisor or a financial planner. A lot of us at this age have really mastered how to retire at an early age or retire. We've taken care of that. For those of you who know how to do that, who know how to set up retirement plans and know how to give advice to others, maybe you should look into parlaying that into an actual career, like a full-time career, not just giving that little imparted wisdom to a few friends and others, but maybe full-time. Right? So, we're talking about investments and things of that nature. You bring a lot of knowledge and wisdom in this category that you can share that with other people, especially the younger ones, to help them get a nice base started. So when they become our age, they can too retire at a young age or just retire comfortably, right? The third career is a real estate agent. And so you don't necessarily have to have already bought a house or bought any kind of real estate to thrive in this area, right? But you've been around long enough to know mostly how it actually works. The advantage to being a real estate agent is that it offers you that flexibility. You're at this age now, you probably want to go spend more time with friends, family, maybe vacation like me. And so being a real estate agent will allow you the flexibility to work when you want to and when you do not want to, but you still got an income coming in. So the fourth career is a bookkeeper or accounting clerk. This one is quite simple. It's a stable income too. It's very easy to get started with that. All it's asking for is a minimal certification that you can obtain that at a technical college. And maybe some places will have their own little program where they will kind of help you get that certification. Then they'll report that information to the state, so you will be truly certified. However, it's an easy career to get started in. If you're looking to do another career, it's an easy one to get started in. So this next career is one of those that kind of is a marker of where we are today in society, and that is becoming a virtual assistant. Yes, because of the internet and how we can telecommute, you can actually be a virtual assistant to someone who works on the other side of the country, other side of the world. However you want to set that up, you can do that. And if you freelance, you can be a virtual assistant to several people or several organizations, depending on if there's some type of if they have a non-compete clause and maybe not. So look at the contracts before you go into, if that's what you're looking to do, to be like a freelance virtual assistant. But, one employer may pay you enough to where you don't need to go freelance anywhere else, but have you still as a virtual assistant where you're sitting in the comfort of your home. How about that, right? Just make sure, though, when you jump on those conference calls or those Zoom calls that you are appropriately dressed, okay? There were you guys probably heard of those disasters back in the day when mostly all the companies went virtual when COVID-19 really became a true problem, and people would just go to work in their pajamas and stuff. I'm like, please don't do that. You're still working. So make sure that you are appropriately dressed if you decide to be a virtual assistant. The next career, number 6 on my list, is a business or management consultant, especially for those who have started businesses or managed businesses, know all the ins and outs about it. You can then become a consultant. Parlay that into making some extra money, okay? Because trust and believe, whenever you started your business, there's so many more out there who may be struggling to get a foothold on it or doesn't know where to start from square one. So with your consultation, you can make money doing that, and you can actually help them grow their business. They make money, you make money. That's kind of how you have to see it. If they can make money, you're going to make money. And because if you're able to successfully help them launch their business, word of mouth, right? They're going to tell other people about you. So you just continue to go. You just continue to go and continue to grow. Here's another one that is a marker of where we are today in society. Number 7, a freelance writer or editor. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know how long this job title will be out there because of AI, but what I have learned, and I am one of those, I will go and I will download all the apps, download all the social media apps, and download all these AIs and play around with them and stuff. Now, they are phenomenal. I will grant you that some of these AIs are very just amazing, but the only thing they haven't been able to capture is your syntax, the way you actually speak. They don't do a good job at that because they can't. It's just AI. So make sure, like, if you are a freelance writer or editor, now it's not a problem if you were to use AI to help you along the way, but make sure you still capture the voice, the essence of whoever you're working for, whoever you're writing for, you freelancing for, editing for. Make sure you capture their voice and not the AI voice. Okay, so that one is an easy one, especially if you are a skilled writer. I've done work like that in the past. I absolutely loved it. And I will tell you, I did not use AI at all when I was doing freelance writing. And I'm still able to do it. No one has called me yet, but it's okay. I have a lot of stuff that I'm working on right now. For those of you, this next career is, I call it rewarding. Because it is one of those that if it's done properly, and I know that you would, it could truly help people to navigate the streets a little better and know the ins and outs about driving. And that's becoming a driving instructor, right? Especially for those who own CDLs. Maybe you should go to one of the CDL companies, the truck driving companies, and teach there. You can give back doing that. If you are tired of hitting the road and driving all the time, just become an instructor to teach the next generation the appropriate ways to drive. That's going to always be there. Unlike some of these other careers I mentioned earlier, you're always going to have someone to train people how to drive properly and follow the rules, follow the laws, right? Now, this one, the number 9 career, this is the one that I actually thought about, and I'm still thinking about it. I trying to see how I can roll that into my little schedule, and that's becoming a travel advisor or a consultant, especially if you're one of those who love to travel. You like to hit the road and do whatever you want to. This one may be your thing. You can use your wisdom, your experiences, especially if you've traveled a lot, to help others have those wonderful experiences as well. Even if you went to a place where you realize, oh, this could have been better had I done it this way. Pass that on to your clients and help them to have that experience. Okay. So, and the last one, guys, number 10, nonprofit program coordinator or a director. Now, my first real career out of college, I worked for a nonprofit. I absolutely loved it. I did. And I was working with boys and girls at a Boys and Girls Club, but I absolutely loved it because you could truly gauge how you're making an impact on others. So it's a way to give back. And we, at times, we tend to live in a bubble. We think, okay, life is great because this impacts me. We forget about the other people, right? There's so many people out there that needs our help that we are not aware of because we don't even step out to see it. And that's the reason why I loved working for the Boys and Girls Club, because I saw so many children in need. They weren't ashamed to say they were in need, and trust and believe they made sure they came to that club as often as possible. As soon as they got out of school, instead of going home, they came to the club. I loved it. And, that particular center I worked for it got bought out, unfortunately, right? So, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, I wonder what these kids are doing now in this neighborhood, if there is another center, because I haven't seen one. I have driven around. I haven't seen one. But those centers, they serve a major purpose. They serve a large purpose in our communities that we may not even be aware of. Okay, guys, so those were the 10 hottest careers that people over the age of 50 probably should consider. You would definitely be looked at more keenly if you were to apply for these jobs, because all those 10 careers are not necessarily looking for people that are age 50, but they do appreciate people that are over the age of 50 when they apply, because it's a certain type of patience that they're looking for at times. And so with all of those careers, that's what you will actually see. Guys, this is Midlife Magnificent. I am Dr. Iris Fambro Carter, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you felt this message, if you want more information like this, I would love for you to hit like and subscribe. And of course, if you want to just share with me an experience you've had, if you've changed careers, if you're looking to change careers, if there's a career that I failed to mention, please write that in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what you think. And as always, our sign off on this station is, we are aging boldly. You guys have a good one.